I'm smart. I'm very smart. Alright, so what's the mistake this time, of course you're asking? Well, you see, I may have forgotten to do something. I'm not sure you're basically noticing this yet, but as basically I go through these guys here, you notice that some of these, like, pieces of equipment they basically have look very similar to what it was when I basically finished, like, the last mission. Because, yeah, I basically, like, didn't apparently change anything, so the save didn't actually go through, so, oh well. So I'm just gonna do this again a little bit, but whatever. I'll be a little bit quicker this time around because I actually have, like, a game plan for these guys here, so... Whoops. There we go, blacksmith. Watch my funds disappear in a moment, so we're just gonna buy, like, a light armor here, maybe a chain armor here. We'll buy maybe a large shield here, another large shield. Buy some, like, steel bows. Maybe we'll buy, like, an iron axe. Some steel swords. Alright, that should be enough place to get me, like, started here. So let's just go through my guys here. We're just gonna take off Pell Sword here. We'll put on basically, like, one of the steel swords I just bought. Actually, let's use this one. I already had it apparently in reserve, so why not? Let's use this one. So, there's Alexis. Basically, he's got, like, a steel sword, light armor, medium round, 2 potions. Not bad for him. We're gonna take this off. We're gonna take this off. We're gonna take this off. And I want to basically have a steel bow. I don't actually want that, actually. Let's just take this back on. I know for Reinhardt here, for example, I want to take off this Book of the Sword for now. And... yeah, it's enough spells basically for him to, take in for his fight, that's fine. He's got the Lance Evasion Scroll, that's okay, basically use. But this stuff will go elsewhere. Specifically, I'll be going down here to this guy here. We'll take off his thing here, take off this. There's Pell's Sword, by the way. You can tell, it's Pell's Sword because it has, like, 60 durability. We're just gonna put on a regular iron sword right here. I have to go find this guy's stuff, but, you can basically take off this Book of the Sword for now. Speaking of stuff, we're going to give my character, like, the other book here, so you'll have Book of the Lord. Take off this coin. And I assume this stuff is basically dented, so let's just go put on a new chainmail right there. We'll go put on, like, a large shield right here. Actually, I don't really need a chainmail for this guy, let's put on light armor. How's that weapon of yours looking? Oh yeah, there's, like, nothing on that weapon right there, so... that'll be fine. You can take those, like, weak weapons basically to use up a little bit. Now, I'll note that basically, like, for his, like, next mission, it is worth noting there is a couple feats to watch out for, so it's not, like, all, like, shall we say, that easy to walk around in. It's not hard or anything to walk around in because there's, like, not that many feats, but, there's enough that, you don't want to be, like, willy-nilly just walk around, like, as if, like, nothing bad is going to be stolen. There we go, we're just going to put this, like, necklace on this guy right here. Flux is going to take one of these, like, defensive rings. I think I'm actually going to put the speed ring on this guy right here. Currently got a plain feature right there, as well as a weak iron lance, so let's just fix that. Let's take this stuff off. I'm not sure where our plain fish is gonna go, but I know, like, It'll probably be Megfin who's probably going to use that one, so... You can take plain feature. Alright, for this guy right here, we're just going to put on some chain armor. Apparently that's my only lance over here, so that's interesting, but whatever. Actually, no, I don't really need, like, good armor for, like, you know, this guy here. So let's give him a light armor. I'll give him, like, you know... a small shield, that'll be fine. I only gotta buy some potions, too, so... Yes, watch the, like, you know, the money go away, so to speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll buy a wind spell. And, well, we don't really need a healing staff, but it's never need it. Lots and lots of money, you know, all gone like that, but whatever. I'll note that for this next mission, it's actually worthwhile to actually have, like, you know, really, like, you know, a real, like, a sense of, like, you know, like, the doom is basically coming to you, so to speak. There are a couple potions for Katrina to keep her up. You're good basically as is. Yeah, you're good as is. That's a potion for Flex basically to use maybe if he needs it. There's a potion for you. I forgot to buy an Iron Lance, so... Actually, it's not a really big deal with, like, Ice, basically. He doesn't really need to have, like, an Iron Lance. He can actually take a Steel Lance from one of the characters in the game, so... Let's do that, maybe. Think about that as well. I could probably, you know, get away with, like, you know, taking off a Steel Sword from Alexis, too, because he doesn't even need to take a weapon in. He's going to be able to grab one that's really, really fast. Planning! I'll note there's actually a good reason to plan for this mission, so... Let's do so. There's a steel bow for this guy. I know your weapon is kind of weak, so let's just take this off. There's a steel sword for him to use. Wow, I'm not really worried about, like, this stuff, like, not being used up, because we are going to be using all these weapons basically up very, very soon. Just to throw it out there. My weapons will get used, like, a lot. In the forthcoming future, so to speak. Let's give an extra potion to Cecil, I think. Alright, let's see how this guy basically looks. We'll take this off, we'll take this off, we'll take this off. You're gonna make sure you have a chain armor on hand, so let's just give you that. Actually, you know what? I get away with, like, not giving this guy a chain armor either, so let's just do that instead. You do want a good large shield, though. Let's give you this. There's your iron axe. Yeah, we want this guy to take a good iron axe in as well, I think, so... Give you this. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just give him, like, you know... one empty spot for, like, a chain armor he'll be able to pick up in-game. Alright, so here's my lineup for these guys right here really, really fast. So, there's Lexi, he's got no weapon, but he'll be able to pick up one right immediately in-game. I'll show off that in a moment. There's Cecil. There's Reinhardt, basically set up for most part. There's Katrina down here. Thinking about these guys here a little bit, let's actually swap around their spells here a little bit, so... Let's go... like so, I think, with these two. Just like they have, like, a little bit, like, even more, like, spells, basically, to, like, you know, even out their stuff. There's Daryl. Megfin with his, like, you know, lack of chain armor, but I'll show off in a moment what I'll basically do with him. There's Ife. Alright, now, I'll note that, like, you know, ring that he basically has, the Legion ring. It's actually really useful to have this on Flex here, so... Let's go like this with him. So Chris is going to be loaded up with, like, lots and lots of potions, but that's fine. You got that stuff there. There's Ife, he doesn't have a weapon, but I'll basically, like, you know, be able to pick him up immediately in game, so it's fine. There's Fletch. Neat. Alright, Katrina. Now, I'll note that in this mission, it's actually really beneficial to make sure you have, like, you know, steel bows on a lot of these guys, like, you know, Kutz, the Cecil, eventually Alexis, also, like, you know, Life to some extent. I'm not really gonna have, like, you know, really good swords or stuff basically on Davian or Fletch, but, you know, I'll show off basically why for that in a moment as well. Let's see here. Now, I will note, by the way, at this point, by the way, that, I don't usually do what I'm about to do, but, we're just going to the recruit here. So, I'll note that recruit basically this function pops up at, like, you know, mission, like, 6, where you can basically recruit, like, you know, individual, like, units basically into, like, your army. We're gonna basically recruit Ballista right now. Oh, Thomas, apparently. I gotta change the name if I want to do something else, but, you know, that's fine for now. Now, how this basically works is that basically you can actually, like, recruit, like, a Ballista, and these guys are, like, you know, essentially really, really slow moving, but they have, like, you know, as you can probably guess, very, like, high, like, you know, damage potential, so it sort of evens out in that sort of aspect. So let's just see here. I want to reroll basically just to try and get better stats. Now, how this basically works is, like, you know, down here you can basically see, like, you know, their, like, stat potential, so, like, what they're basically good about leveling up in. Up here you can basically see, like, you know, what their basic stats would be starting out. What skill they basically get, like, what they're basically bad in. For a Ballista, you basically want to have, like, high strength, high skill, to some extent high speed. Magic and defense aren't too bad, because usually these guys will be far away from the line, so you don't have to worry about that, but, you know, it's not bad to basically have as well. Charisma is an okay skill, but not really good for, like, you know, a Ballista. Critical's not bad for, like, a Ballista to have, because basically these guys, like, they, like, you know, they're fairly stationary, like, Ballistas, so you don't have to move them around too much. Basically, they have a big range of, like, fire, so you don't really need to move to, like, get in range or stuff, so they just sit put and basically fire, but, you know, that's too low strength, really, for me. There's Plains Fighter, so this guy basically gets, like, you know, higher strength, high skill, fairly decent potential. Now, not bad if, like, you have, like, you know, a good setup, but you want to basically try again for a little bit more, you can save stuff, and basically recall, like, you know, a good, like, you know, reroll you basically had. So, let's just say, like, you know, I'm going through this stuff is like, I really don't care about stuff, let's try, like, going back to the other one. If you give up, you can basically go back to, like, the guy basically, like, you know, you, like, decide, like, you know, was, like, sort of worthwhile. Alright, there's Forest Run, so that's good for, like, running through forest, but, you know, a Ballista really need to worry about that. There's Counterattacker. Preemptive. Not bad, but, you know, really, really poor strength, really, really poor speed. There's Risk Taker, that's actually not bad either. This guy's got high defense, but he's got poor potential in defense. So that's not bad, like, you know, surfs up, but could be better. There's Blessing, there's Magic Evasion, Climber, City Fighter, Continue. Alright, now, on the bottom, just so you can, like, sort of, like, notice, if you ever get, like, something like a Storm Attack on, like, a Ballista, note that these guys will eat your ammo like crazy, so I don't really recommend taking, like, Storm Attack and Ballistas, because they, like, you know, they'll basically keep firing their big Ballistas 5 times until, like, they, like, you know, run out of, like, you know, shots, so this will, like, kill your shots, and, like, they'll tend to miss, like, a lot, your Ballistas, so not really worth it. Storm Attack, our Counterattacker, there's Forest Run again. Charge isn't too bad because Ballista's ear, by the way, because you basically, like, you know, sort of charge up their power to, like, you know, do stuff, but, you know, poor strength again, so, you know. Move again. Nice skill, but, you know, not a Ballista, because they can't really move to begin with, so. You know, that's actually not bad, like, you know, layout for a Ballista, because even though the speed is low for this guy, and so is magic defense, this guy's got decent potential and good HP, so that's okay for a Ballista. I still like the Risk Taker a little bit better, like, you know, That's not bad. We'll go try first a little bit more, I guess, here. So there's a survivor, so he's potential, like, you know, speed. He lacks strength, so is a thing for this guy here, but, you know, defense, magic, speed, skill. Not bad. There's our critical guy, so he's got basically, like, you know, yeah, you can actually have, like, starting 0 stats based on stuff if you're not careful, but whatever. Now, I'll note by the way, you can see like stuff like Mug there popping up. Mug is actually like a feast skill, so I'll note that in this game, like, you know, when you're basically like randomizing, like, you know, rolling these guys here, they'll basically have, like, you know, basically like random stuff basically pop up like that, like, you know, you could have like Mug on your ballista, even though it doesn't do a single thing for him, because I can't like mug people with the ballista, but whatever. Same thing like, you know, light magic and stuff like that will suddenly pop up. I haven't seen it recently, but, you know, you'll have like, you know, say fire magic on like ballista, that doesn't do anything for it because they don't cast fire, these guys, whatever. Beast is nice, by the way. I think Beast is like, you get like, you know, more like critical when you basically lose health. So, not bad. Genius isn't that bad either for like one of these guys here because, like, you know, they level up pretty fast, which is not bad. Oops, doing lots of, like, you know, double clicks there, unfortunately, but whatever. Relentless is actually also really good to basically have in a ballista, by the way, because, you know, they can basically just, like, you know, smack up people, like, you know, constantly, but whatever. Poor potential on skill will basically kill this guy being, like, you know, taken, but whatever. There's Tenacious. I can't remember what Tenacious does, but I think it's like, you know, I think it makes it so to lower, like, you know, agility people who are close to him. Vampiric attack! Yes, you can have, like, you know, like stealing ballistas. And I don't know, but it's like something we can do, like, for a while, basically, just, like, you know, constantly, like, you know, go through these guys, because trying to get, like, you know, a really good, like, stat for, like, your, like, you know, your units. I can sit here for a while, basically, is a thing, right, to, like, try and get, like, you know, a good character. Aim. 7 speed, he's got, you know, okay strength and skill. Really poor magic and defense, but it's fine. He's got, like, you know, some magic, like, potential here. 16 HP. Aim is not a bad thing for ballista to have, because they don't move around, they're already pretty inaccurate to begin with. I think we'll finish with, like, Thomas being, like, you know, an aiming ballista, so let's just finish right here. So, basically what this does is you'll actually have, like, as you can see here, a new unit, basically a recruit here. And I can actually put stuff basically on this guy to, like, you know, get him ready to go, so let's go down, we'll basically, like, you know, visit the blacksmith, we'll buy, like, some big arrows. Before I forget, let's just sell off these coins I basically have right here, so sell this off, and I'll sell this off. And there we go, big arrow. Alright, so that was basically a very long, like, you know, go of it, but that's fine. I got to show you off, like, you know, actually prepping properly for this mission, as well as, like, you know, making, like, a recruitment for guys, I guess, so that's fine. Alright, so I don't plan actually, like, you know, start recording this yet, but, you know, let's just go to, next here. I'm basically just gonna, like, you know, run through these guys real quick and, like, you know, go for, like, the introduction stuff, because, you know, this is a mission I might actually lose, like, guys on, so to speak. Alright, so, basically all my guys basically set up. Note, by the way, I basically, like, you know, went from top down here this time around, because I'm just gonna keep it simple for, like, you know, people following along. Just, like, all you have to basically do for sending these guys is basically up to, like, you really win this mission easily enough, so let's deploy. With the Imperial armies withdrawn, the Grand Alliance celebrates its victory, but cannot maintain its unity. Instead of marching toward Ultra with united force, the monarchs decide to consolidate their gains. Hence, one by one, they return to their own regions, in order to eradicate Imperial forces stationed there. Alexis, instead of going into the service of Castro or Bryad, decides to go back to Berlant, where the town has been enjoying 20 years of lordship from his family. Alexis returns to Berlant in disguise and finds the people remaining loyal to him. He decides to surprise the local Imperial Viceroy before the news of his return spreads. Lord, men are almost ready. We can march on your order, Lord. Good, I need not tell you again, swiftness is the key. We must hurry before the Imperial Viceroy can mobilize all its forces. Make sure the guards don't alert the castles, let's go. Alright, so, here's basically the start of this mission. I'm gonna give a quick explanation here, I guess, because might as well do that, I guess, as well. Alright, so, note that basically, on our, field here we have a castle with, a blue flag. Note that this castle here, we can't have, the enemy space invade it, because if they do, then, we're gonna promptly lose the mission. There's also, these, agents that are basically running around. And these guys will basically try and run toward, the, castles in the area. The enemy castle space, down, here. And, this guy will run over this bridge over to, this one over here. This one will run up to, this extravagant castle basically up here. Very extravagant castle, And over here we got another castle with, this guy running up to it over here. Alright, so, the plan basically at this point is that, I'm gonna basically have my guys basically start split up to try and take up the agents. And I'm gonna have someone basically go up here to try and, silence this castle before it becomes a threat. And yeah, that'll be basically the plan. Basically, I'll have my guys basically split up to, hit the agents, then we'll, focus on, take out that castle up there. And then let's go from there, so to speak. Also note, by the way, there's, these villages in the area that I can at least loot, so I can basically move people onto these villages to, enter and get stuff. That'll be where we get, chain armor for, Megfin and stuff like that. There's also a cave over here with some stuff as well. Alright, so, that's gonna be it for, this, star part of the video, so I'll be right back and let's go on from here, so to speak.